So the NBA Finals starts today, probably in a couple of hours after this video is released. And we are going to be talking about 5 reasons why the Dallas Mavericks are going to win the NBA championship. Before you guys dislike it if you're Celtics fans, there's going to be a 5 reasons why the Celtics are going to win video up exactly 1 hour from now. Before we get on, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We are trying to hit 6,500 subscribers as soon as possible. If we can do that by the end of tomorrow, that would be absolutely insane. But anyway, now let's get on to the video. The Dallas Mavericks are my pick to win. I'm predicting Dallas in 6, but Celtics are the favorites. They're the huge favorites according to the bookies. We're going to be giving our 5 reasons right here, or my 5 reasons why I think if the Dallas Mavericks are going to win, it'll be because of these reasons. So the first reason is that they've actually just been better tested in the playoffs. They've faced better teams, and you might be saying you can only play who's in front of you, and without question, that is true, but the Dallas Mavericks have been tested more. The Clippers team that Dallas faced in the first round are better than any of the teams Boston faced on their way to the NBA Finals. They faced a Clippers team who, while, look, they're nothing special, they still had prime James Harden show up for 2 games in that series. And just even those 2 games of prime James Harden can be tough to deal with. It really can. They then faced Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in the OKC Thunder. Luka faced his toughest test on defense with Lu Dort. And they faced the Minnesota Timberwolves team, who were massive favorites to win that series and had just beaten the Denver Nuggets. So they are in really, really good form, and they faced a lot of good teams. So they are without question had been better tested in the playoffs. I don't know how important that is, but especially for game 1, the Celtics could well get shell-shocked a little bit based on the lack of good opposition that they have been playing. Point number 2 is Luka Doncic, the best player in this series. So right after the video about the Celtics, I will be counting down all the best players for this series, in my opinion. But Luka Doncic is by a little bit the best player in this series, and he is on track to being seen as in the Jokic territory of best player in the world. I think I called it before the playoffs. I thought Luka was the best player in the world. You'll see it on my BBALL Daily channel since 2021. I've been calling Luka Doncic the best player in the world. There was a little period where Luka was injured and Jokic was balling that I may have jumped the gun, changed my mind. But there's a reason why one of the very first videos after my comeback in this channel is the Dallas Mavericks are going to win the championship. And the reason is this man, Luka Doncic right here, the guy who wears number 77. I don't think the Celtics have an answer. I don't think Jrue Holiday is going to do as good a job on him as Lu Dort or even Jaden McDaniels. I don't think Derrick White could do as good a job. I think Tatum is going to struggle on him. I do not think the Celtics have an answer for Luka Doncic. I think that they can maybe throw enough bodies on him that it could tire him out, but I still don't think that can stop the guy. I think barring injury, Luka Doncic is by so much the best player in this series. I just don't see how the Celtics are going to be able to guard him. I really don't. And especially with the fact that unless Porzingis is back 100% healthy, they're going to be more susceptible to getting caught with lobs without Rudy Gobert in there. Yeah, Al Horford can move his feet a little bit better on the perimeter than Luka, but man, 18-year-old Luka Doncic showed that he could cook Porzingis on the perimeter. Luka at 18 years old was cooking Porzingis in Eurobasket. What do you think Luka on a Porzingis that's a lot more injured than he is going to do in the year 2024, especially when Luka's trying to get revenge over KP after what he was like for the Dallas Mavericks? The third reason is Kyrie Irving. They've got Kyrie, Luka's best teammate ever, and it's not even close. They have Kyrie Irving, and they have Kyrie Irving focused on basketball. When Kyrie's fully focused on basketball, if Kyrie spent his whole year fully focused on basketball, he legitimately would have been one of, without question, an NBA top 75 player. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. But he's Luka's best ever teammate. He's playing as well as he ever has. No, he was better in 2016 playoffs. He was better in Cleveland with LeBron. But he's been playing as well as he has since then. Kyrie Irving is looking like he's going to be. He could potentially, there's no guarantee that if the Mavs win, Luka's MVP because of how good Kyrie Irving is. The perfect number 2 in the history of basketball. He'll go down as one of the best number 2s there is. Obviously, teams with Kyrie leading them haven't done great, but teams with Kyrie as number 2 have tended to be unbelievably good, except for the Brooklyn Nets. So Kyrie is there. Also, Kyrie has that rivalry with the Boston Celtics. He's going to want to beat them. Celtics fans hate him. Celtics fans genuinely hate him after the whole if you'll have me here, I'd love to be back. And then very clearly, very quickly after he said that, he made it obvious he wasn't coming back. And then also with the stamping on Lucky, giving fans, flipping the bird to fans, like Kyrie Irving, like look, Celtics fans rightfully hate Kyrie Irving. I'm going to be completely honest with that. Celtics fans fully have the right to dislike Kyrie Irving. And I think it's going to be really, it's going to be interesting to see how Kyrie Irving reacts, whether he's going to react in a, trying to combat the Celtics fans, whether he's going to just accept, because I know he said basically he's grown and he's matured a lot since then. Maybe he just accepts being like, you know what, probably wasn't the best look back then. I'm just going to go and play ball right now. Or whether he's going to just double down and be like, no, I'm going to hoop and I'm going to prove these wrong. I'm going to beat this team. But it is going to be interesting to see what way he goes. Either way, he's without question. If the Dallas Mavericks are going to win, Kyrie and Luka are going to have to be unbelievable. Another reason why they could win is they have a weird knack for winning close games. Like, other than, I think it was game 4, where they could have swept the Minnesota Timberwolves, they have been winning a lot of close games. Against the Thunder, they won a lot of close ones. They hit a game winner against the Timberwolves in game 2, and they won a close one in game 1. They won a close one in game 3. They won a couple of close ones against, actually no, I think they blitzed Clippers in most of the games. But they have this knack for winning close games. And in fairness, Boston do as well. But both of these teams, to be honest, are good in the clutch. But I just think Dallas, with the two of those guys, can really step up. And Boston have been winning games where they should be winning in close games, whereas Dallas, there are games where they're not favored and they're still out there pulling them off in close games. So I would give the clutch advantage. I think if these games go down to the wire, I'm giving the clutch advantage to Dallas. I don't really care what anyone says. I'm giving the clutch advantage. Between those two teams, I'm giving it to Dallas 10 times out of 10. I just think that they're just better equipped to win down the stretch, if I'm being completely honest. And the last reason number 5, is I personally believe the Dallas Mavericks are peaking at the right time. And this is not just a case of the playoffs. I felt like a big reason why they were going to be so good in the playoffs is a bit like the 2022 Celtics. They peaked at the right time. Like, they did not start off the season spectacularly. They weren't as bad as people gave them, like people said at the start of the season. They had a lot of injuries. And then after they made those trades to get in PJ Washington, to get in Daniel Gafford, they just looked like one of the best teams in the league. Through the last 30 games of the season, they looked like one of the better teams in the league. They came into the playoffs if you take out the 2 losses they had at the end of the year where they just rested all their players because the 4-5 matchup was set. If you take away that, they came into the playoffs in as good a form as anyone, including Boston. And then they were after riding that to the NBA Finals. So they're in extremely good form. They're peaking completely at the right time. And they're doing what NBA teams should do. And it's preparing to win the title and not win games in December. Which is obviously a ridiculous thing to say. But like, once you can get out of that play-in, once you can get into that playoffs, it really doesn't matter. And they were the 5th seed. They did not have home court advantage once, as far as I'm aware. I don't think they had home court advantage once, and they're not going to have home court advantage now. This could be like Houston Rockets in 1995. If you guys looked at the Houston Rockets season, they didn't start off great. Then they traded for Clyde. They actually picked it up a little bit going into the playoffs. Went in as the 5th seed and ended up winning the NBA championship against the Orlando... Was 95 the Orlando Magic? Or was 94 the Orlando... I think 95 was the Orlando Magic, 94 was the Knicks. Either way, it was one of those two teams. But it's a lot of it is about peaking at the right time, rather than, say, a team that would have been a high seed and then kind of lost a couple of games down the stretch. Like, teams that were starting to lose a little bit tend to not be quite as good in the playoffs. But the Dallas Mavericks have 100% peaked at the right time. So anyway, that is the video. In my opinion, if the Dallas Mavericks are going to win, it will be for these 5 reasons. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and let me know who you guys think is going to win. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.